Today, I added Gfuel to F1 2023, put all the settings to automatic, and simulated 10 seasons. How good can another energy drink company do in Formula 1? Stay tuned to find out. My name is Chris, welcome back to CFRacing, and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, what's going on? Chris here, otherwise known as CFRacing, and just like the intro says, today I added Gfuel to Formula 1, and that is because they are the newest partner to the channel. So if you guys want to go check out Gfuel, I'm sure you heard about them, energy drink company for gamers. It's amazing. Can't believe they actually reached out to me. Thank you, Gfuel, for doing that. Y'all are epic. They sponsor creators like FaZe Rug and PewDiePie. I'm sure you guys have heard of them. Gfuel's amazing. Go check them out. Use my code CFLASH when you're on checkout. Also, use the link that's going to be in the description and in the pinned comments. Once again, go check out Gfuel. Also, all the steps to sign up for them and everything will be in my Discord as well. So thank you, Gfuel, for being a partner of the channel. So today, for the admin for the Gfuel simulation, I decided to use a default livery and made it into a pretty cool livery here. So here is the livery reveal for Gfuel. And also, as the main 10 driver for all 10 seasons, I decided to pull out all the stops here and choose Nicholas Latifi, the GOAT. You guys are going to love it. Nicholas Latifi's back, and let me tell you, he does win a few races in this simulation. And last but certainly not least, the second driver I'm choosing for this is actually going to be an experienced veteran driver. We got one of the other GOATs, Pastor Maldonado, so we got a GOAT Tifi Pastor Maldonado driver lineup for the 10 years. And with that being said, enjoy the simulation. I've never once had this happen in any simulation that I've ever done, but in 2023 Season 1, Pastor Maldonado has come out on top, and Gfuel is the best team in Formula 1. Pastor Maldonado wins his first ever World Drivers' Championship as he takes 9 wins on the year, 327 points to finish P1. Max Verstappen takes 4 wins, 213 points to finish P2. Lewis Hamilton takes a win, 174 points to finish P3. Nicholas the GOAT Latifi, or GOAT Tifi, takes 1 win, 160 points to finish P4. George Russell takes 140 points to finish P5. Leclerc takes 121 points to finish P6. Perez scores 116 points to finish P7. Carlos Sainz has 112 to finish P8. Lando Norris has 101 points to finish P9. And Oscar Piastri, 1 win, 94 points to finish P10. He won a race before Lando Norris. Gfuel on top of Formula 1 as they win their first Constructors' Championship in their first ever season, kind of like Braun. Red Bull finished P2, followed by Mercedes P3, Ferrari P4, McLaren P5, Aston Martin P6, Williams had a good first season in P7, Alpine P8, Alfa Romeo P9, Haas P10, and Alpha Tauri in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Nico Hülkenberg retires. That moves Logan Sargent to Haas. Théo Pourchaire goes to Williams. Felipe Drugovich also goes to Williams. Alexander Albon goes to Aston Martin. And Lance Stroll ends up as a free agent. And heading into 2024, there is a regulation change to the power and durability department. In 2024, Max is back on top as he takes 6 wins, 345 points to finish P1, with Alonso taking 1 win, 316 points to finish P2. Alonso had a very good season for that Aston Martin. George Russell takes 3 wins, 212 points to finish P3, followed by Lewis Hamilton with 1 win, 207 points to finish P4. Lando Norris takes 3 wins, 162 points to finish P5, followed by Sergio Pererz with 122 points to finish P6. Piastri 113 points to finish P7. Gasly had 2 wins for some reason, 186 points. What is going on there? I think it's supposed to be 106 points, not 86. I'm sorry about that one. That is P8. Carlos Sainz scores 79 points to finish P9, and Alexander Albon scores 63 points to finish P10. I did these graphics when I was very tired. I'm sorry. Mercedes win their first Constructors title since 2021, followed by Red Bull P2, Aston Martin P3, McLaren P4, Ferrari P5, Alpine P6. Unfortunately, Gfuel dropped down to P7. They had a bad regulation change. AlphaTauri P8, Haas P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and Williams actually dropped down to dead last with 2 rookie drivers. We got some pretty crazy driver transfers here as Sergio Perez retires. Pierre Gasly goes to Red Bull, Valtteri Bottas goes to Alpine, Yuki Tsunoda goes to Alfa Romeo, Lance Stroll goes to AlphaTauri, Fernando Alonso leaves Aston Martin and goes to Gfuel. Who would have thought that would ever happen? Kevin Magnussen goes to Aston Martin, Théo Pourchaire goes to Haas, Logan Sargent goes to Williams, and Dennis Hauger also goes to Haas. And going into 2025, there is no regulation change. In 2025, Lewis Hamilton wins his 8th World Drivers' Champion of his career, but the first in this simulation as he takes 6 wins, 280 points to finish P1. George Russell takes 4 wins, 249 points to finish P2, and it looks like Mercedes got a great car in 2025. Max Verstappen takes 2 wins, 222 points to finish P3, followed by Piastri had 2 wins, 109 points to finish P4, and Lando Norris had 1 win, 181 points to finish P5. Pierre Gasly's doing absolutely... Oh, he was in the Red Bull. Never mind, I thought he was in the Alpine. Gasly scores 153 points to finish P6. Charles Leclerc takes 1 win, 140 points, finish P7. Carlos Sainz takes 107 points to finish P8. Albon scores 56 to finish P9. And Alonso actually scored 30 points for Gfuel to finish P10. He's kind of carrying the team. Mercedes win their 2nd consecutive Constructors title, followed by Red Bull P2, McLaren P3, Ferrari P4, Aston Martin P5, Gfuel P6, Alpine P7, Williams P8, Alfa Romeo P9, Alpha Tauri P10, and Haas in dead last. In the driver transfer market, unfortunately, Fernando Alonso retires from Formula 1, but that moves Oscar Piastri. He leaves McLaren and goes to Gfuel, and Liam Lawson goes to McLaren to replace Oscar Piastri. Going into 2026, there's a regulation change to the aero and chassis departments. In 2026, you absolutely love to see it as Charles Leclerc comes out on top and just straight dominated Formula 1 as he takes 14 wins, 355 points to finish P1. Carlos Sainz takes 2 wins, 268 points to finish P2. Max Verstappen takes 267 points to finish P3. Lando Norris 240 to finish P4. Gasly had 190, finished P5. Hamilton had 160, finished P6. Liam Lawson had 158 to finish P7. George Russell had 140 to P8. Oscar Piastri 132 to finish P9, and Alexander Albon scored 99 points and finished P10. Ferrari win their first Constructors title since 2008 and their first Drivers title since 2007, followed by Red Bull P2, McLaren P3, Mercedes P4, Aston Martin P5, Gfuel P6, Alpine P7, Williams P8, AlphaTauri P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and Haas are still in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Lewis Hamilton retires as an 8-time champion of the world. That moves Lance Stroll to Mercedes. Nice. Dennis Hauger goes to AlphaTauri and Yuri Vips goes to Haas. And going into 2027, there is no regulation change. In 2027, Season 5, Charles Leclerc wins his 2nd consecutive World Drivers' Championship. You love to see it as he takes 10 wins on the year, 324 points to finish P1. Max Verstappen takes 3 wins, 286 points to finish P2. Carlos Sainz takes 2 wins, 263 points to finish P3. Gasly scores 251 to finish P4. Lando Norris scores 250 to finish P5. George Russell scores 222 points to finish P6. Oscar Piastri scores 185 points to finish P7. Liam Lawson 126 to finish P8. Lance Stroll 100 points to finish P9, and the GOAT, Nicholas Latifi, takes 1 win, 90 points to finish P10. That's his 2nd win of the simulation, guys. All claps for Nicholas Latifi. Ferrari win their 2nd consecutive Constructors title, followed by Red Bull P2, McLaren P3, Mercedes P4, Gfuel move up to P5, Aston Martin P6, Alpine P7, Williams P8, AlphaTauri P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and Haas are still in dead last. Once again, don't forget to go check out Gfuel. Link is in the description, and you guys can use the code CFLASH for checkout. It's pretty epic. Also, in the driver transfer market, Valtteri Bottas retires from Formula 1. That moves Zhou Guanyu to Alpine, Teo Porcher goes to Alfa Romeo, and Enzo Fittipaldi goes to Haas. And heading into 2028, there's a regulation change to the power departments. In 2028, Charles Leclerc dominated once again as he takes 383 points to finish P1. 13 wins, what a season there. Carlos Sainz takes 3 wins, 368 points to finish P2. Max Verstappen takes 230 points to finish P3. George Russell 229 points to finish P4. Gasly 210 to finish P5. Stroll 196 to finish P6. Lando Norris 120 points to finish P7. Oscar Piastri 119 to finish P8. Lawson scores 100 points to finish P9, and Nicholas Latifi scores 99 points and finishes P10. Ferrari win their 3rd consecutive Constructors title, followed by Red Bull P2, Mercedes P3, McLaren P4, Gfuel P5, Aston Martin P6, Alfa Romeo P7, Alpine P8, Williams P9, AlphaTauri P10, and Haas in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Alexander Albon goes to McLaren and Liam Lawson goes to Aston Martin, and going into Season 7, there is no regulation change. In 2029, Charles Leclerc had another championship winning season, but this is the closest season we've had in a long time, as he takes 6 wins on the year, 302 points to finish P1. Max Verstappen takes 7 wins, 298 points to finish P2. George Russell takes 3 wins, 266 points to finish P3. Carlos Sainz takes 190 points to finish P4. Gasly 185 points to finish P5. Lance Stroll 125 points to finish P6. Lando Norris 124 points to finish P7. Oscar Piastri 120 points to finish P8. Albon scores 85 points to finish P9, and Yuki Tsunoda scores 56 points in the Alfa Romeo, actually pretty good season for him, to finish P10. Ferrari win their 4th consecutive Constructors title, followed by Red Bull in P2, Mercedes P3, McLaren P4, Gfuel up to P5, Alfa Romeo P6, Aston Martin P7, Williams P8, Alpine P9, they're not doing good this simulation, Alpha Tauri P10, and Haas are still in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Lando Norris goes to Red Bull. That moves Pierre Gasly to McLaren. George Russell goes to Ferrari. Carlos Sainz goes to Haas. And Yuri Vips goes to Mercedes. And heading into 2030, there is a regulation change to the aero and durability departments. In 2030, Charles Leclerc dominates could bore fans as he takes 10 wins on the year, 319 points to finish P1. George Russell takes 6 wins, 290 points to finish P2. Max Verstappen scores 269 points, nice to finish P3. Lando Norris takes 260 points to finish P4. Oscar Piastri scores 222 to finish P5. Pierre Gasly scores 193 points to finish P6. Albon 165 to finish P7. Goat Tiffy 163 points to finish P8. Lance Stroll 95 points to finish P9. And Teo Porcher 93 points to finish P10. Ferrari win their 5th consecutive Constructors title, followed by Red Bull P2. G Fuel P3, McLaren P4, Mercedes dropped down to P5, Alfa Romeo finished P6, Williams P7, Aston Martin P8, Haas P9, Alpine P10, and Alpha Tauri actually are in dead last. Unfortunately, there are no driver transfers going into 2031, but there is a regulation change to the chassis department. In 2031, Charles Leclerc comes out on top once again as he takes 4 wins on the year, 268 points to finish P1. George Russell actually takes 8 wins, 256 points, but finishes P2. He was not very consistent. Oscar Piastri takes 2 wins, 230 points to finish P3. Max Verstappen takes 2 wins, 198 points to finish P4. Goat Tiffy scores 190 points to finish P5. Lando Norris takes 184 points to finish P6, followed by Gasly with 98 points to finish P7. Albon scores 90 points to finish P8. Sainz had 55 points, that's his number to finish P9 for Haas, really good season from him, and Lance Stroll scores 54 points to finish P10. Ferrari win their 6th consecutive drivers and constructors title, there's no stop for them, their car's unreal, with G Fuel moving up to P2, followed by Red Bull P3, McLaren P4, Mercedes P5, Haas P6, Alfa Romeo P7, Williams P8, McLaren P9, Alpine P10, and Alpha Tauri are still in dead last, and somehow Daniel Ricciardo hasn't retired yet. Unfortunately, again, no driver transfers going into 2032, and there's no regulation change. What a boring last regulation change in driver transfers for the last season. And in the final season of 2032, this one was not close at all. As Charles Leclerc takes 15 wins on the year. The only one he didn't win was a DNF, 403 points to finish P1. George Russell takes 1 win, 340 points to finish P2. Max Verstappen scores 301 points to finish P3. Lando Norris had 290 to finish P4. Oscar Piastri 189 to finish P5. Gasly 156 to finish P6. Sainz scored 140 points to finish P7. He also tied with Goat Tiffy, who had 140 points to finish P8. Albon had 102 points to finish P9. And Lance Stroll had 88 points and finished P10. Ferrari and Charles Leclerc win their 7th consecutive titles. Unreal. Charles Leclerc's a 7-time champion of the world, and to me, his dominance certainly would not bore me. Red Bull finished P2, followed by G Fuel P3, McLaren P4. Haas move up to P5. Unreal job for Haas. Can we give a little round of applause for Haas? Mercedes P6, Alfa Romeo P7, Williams P8, Aston Martin P9, Alpine P10. What a terrible simulation for them. And Alpha Tauri in dead last. So guys, let's take a look at the final stats for all 10 years. And at the end of all 10 years, this is one of the first times ever Ferrari wins 7 Constructors titles, Mercedes won 2, and G Fuel, the team that we're actually doing, won a Constructors title. So unreal job for G Fuel, one of the best performances that I've ever seen from a team in one of these simulations. Great job. And can you believe this? Red Bull did not win a single Constructors title. That's unreal. Charles Leclerc had 7 World Drivers' Championships. Max Verstappen had 1, no surprise. Hamilton had 1, and Pastor Maldonado had 1. Just soak that all in. In terms of wins, Charles Leclerc had 73, Max Verstappen had 24, Russell had 24, Pastor Maldonado had 9, Lewis Hamilton had 8, Sainz had 7, Norris had 5, Goat Tiffy had 2, Pierre Gasly had 2, Alonso had 1, and Oscar Piastri had 1. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy and you want to see more simulations like this, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, join the Discord, links in the description. You guys get to get a bunch of fun stuff in the Discord. Also, don't forget to go check out Gfuel. Thanks again for them sponsoring the video. Use the link in the description and my code CFLASH on checkout, and you get some pretty cool perks. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time.